What is up, geeks? There's a new Power Rangers movie coming out really soon, and they just dropped a new trailer, and it was amazing. Please comment below with your thoughts on the trailer if you've seen it, and if you haven't, you have to see it. But anyway, with that, I have a ton of collectibles to review for you guys. We started off with the Red Ranger Legacy helmet, which was so nice, and now we have these 7-inch Legacy figures, and we're starting off with my favorite Ranger of all time, Tommy the Green Ranger, and played by Jason David Frank, by the way, who's such a really cool guy. But here we go. He has two accessories. He has the Dragon Dagger and the Sword of Darkness, as well as some interchangeable hands right there. So these are pretty quality figures. I really do like the packaging, the window packaging. They look really nice. Very tempted to keep them just in the package, but I will be reviewing it for you guys because of this, and unboxing it, of course. I do have the Red Ranger, Black Ranger, Blue Ranger, and Pink Ranger, so please stay tuned for that. They haven't released the Yellow Ranger yet, so it's a tease because I just want to build this Dino Megazord, but of course I won't be able to do it until I get the Yellow Ranger. They haven't released it. So for Series 1, they released the Red Ranger from Mighty Morphin, the Green Ranger, and then they have the 3 Ninja Storm Rangers. We have the Red Ranger, Blue Ranger, and Yellow Ranger. So I only got these 3 figures right here, and I'll be reviewing all of them. And of course, some of the Series 2 figures. And I'm not sure when they're going to release the yellow one. I hope it comes out in Series 3, just so I can complete it and build that figure. So anyway, let's unbox this and take a look at the figure. Alright, so we got Tommy Oliver, the Green Ranger, out of the packaging, and he looks so good. I do want to adjust the accessories first, though, so let's first take a look at the Sword of Darkness here. So I really like the paint applications. They went with a shiny paint for the sword itself. I like how they did that. It looks really good. And the sculpt work is pretty nice too. You see those little details over here. And the hilt, they did well with that. They just did like a matte black. And there is some little sculpt details there as well in the hilt, so pretty good for an accessory. I like this a lot. There is I was pretty lucky with it coming out of the package. It wasn't warped at all, but I really like the shape of it. They did really well with adapting the sword. So now we have the Dragon Dagger. Now I was more concerned about this one because it is a little bit warped, just a little bit, but it's not even that bad. You can see the hilt curves out a little bit, but you know, that's something that's easily fixable. But I really like how they did with the paint details here, you know, because you have a little bit of green paint in between the black and then the gold circles. They did really well, and I'm really liking the quality of these legacy figures. This whole line seems to be really good quality, and this is really for adult collectors, I would say. But yeah, I'm surprised that with all the gold in here, you know, these little paint details here, that they stayed within the lines, you know. I mean, it's harder than you would think, especially when you're mass producing these things. So I'm very pleased with the way the paint came out. And of course the sculpt is just like the show. It looks really great. And I can't wait to like pose the Green Ranger, you know, blowing into the flute. So pretty nice. And let's see the details with his hands here, and we'll get him to nice poses later. Sheath for the dagger, so we'll put that on him as well. But let's get into the Green Ranger and look at all the nice details here. So I love the helmet. They did really well. There is a little bit of imperfection here. I don't know if you can see that with the lighting. But yeah, like right over here, there's a bit of an imperfection. You don't see that on the other side. So that's a little bit unfortunate, but it's not a big deal. Loving the golden shield armor right here. I love the paint they used on it. A metallic kind of gold paint. Shines really nice. And I have to say, I have to compliment on their painting here, because their painting is very nice and clean. I don't see too many smudges. The sculpting could use a little bit of work, I would say, just because there's some imperfections that I can see. It just seems like some pretty cheap plastic, I'd say. That's mostly the problem. But you know, it's pretty good for what you're getting. I mean, you're paying about $20 for these figures. You know, so I'm not expecting complete quality. This is not like you know, you can get SH Figure Arts figures for these Power Rangers figures, and you know, those are very, very nice figures, but those go for like $60. So for a third of the price, you're getting really good quality figures here. So all the paint details, the sculpt work, very nice. Let's take a look at the Morpher right here. Very good. I'm really pleased with the way it turned out. And I want to get into the articulation right away, because I think this is the best part of these figures. The articulation is just so good. But yeah, I'm very pleased. You can already see it's very, very well done. Very well done. Even with this little piece of his helmet right here, if I can focus in on that, you see right there with the little gold and the red how small it is, but they did really well with it. Very nice. Now on camera, the green is a bit more pale than it actually is. Let me just focus in on that. The green is a lot more pale on camera, but in person the green looks a lot more like the show. It's a much deeper green, but for whatever reason, you know, watching it through the lens right now, it looks like it's a bit paler, but it really is a lot better in person. But overall, really great job on this figure. Very, very good. Let's get into the articulation now. So his head, a lot of articulation, goes up and down. Very nice, left and right. There is no head pivot. Now his arms go up that much, and I don't really think it was meant to go up any higher. I don't think the shield is really getting in the way. But if they didn't want it to get in the way, they could have gone with a rubber shield. But I don't mind the way they did this. It does have a bicep swivel. He has double jointed elbows. Very nice. He does have wrist swivel, and it looks like his wrist can go in and out. It's pretty good. A very good wrist movement. It can go side to side. Practically, it's on a ball joint, so you can move it anywhere you want to. And of course, you can take away and put some new hands on here too. He does have a very nice ab crunch. It goes way back and very much forward, and if you use the head too, he could really crunch and get him into nice poses. He could do a full split. Very nice. And you know, these are Power Rangers figures. They do martial arts, so you definitely need them in those crazy poses. Double jointed knees. This articulation is just amazing. He even has a boot swivel. He has joints that go in and out on his feet, and I love how it's those racket joints, so it's like very stiff. It won't get loose on you, and you won't have to worry about the figure falling. It does have ankle pivot. It has that ankle rocker. Very nice. So this, as far as articulation, I have to just say it's perfect. Perfect. The size of these figures, I do like how it's 7 inches. They're not in scale with other, you know, you can't pose these with your 6-inch Batman figures, your DC or Marvel figures, but these look good on their own together, and I can't wait to unbox and review the other Rangers so I can compare it for you guys and just show it off. But anyway, let's put some of these accessories to use right now. Alright, so I was playing around with his articulation. I got him into this pose, and I also have the sword in his hand, and those are the standard hands it comes with, and it fits very well in both hands. Both of the hands just have, you know, the typical open hand look. And then I also put that holster on there for his dragon dagger, if you guys didn't notice. So it looks pretty good. So now I'm gonna pose him with a dragon dagger. Alright guys, so I finally got him in the pose. It was very difficult to interchange the hands, I have to say. That's like one big gripe that I have with these figures. The interchangeable hands should be a lot easier, but they made it very difficult. And so I'm gonna stick with the Sword of Darkness for my display option, and keep the dragon dagger in the sheath, and you know, stick with the other set of hands. I'm so frustrated with these set of hands. But anyway, I will release a bunch of these pictures that I've taken with the figure at the end of this video. And please stay tuned for the other Legacy figures. I'm very excited to review those, as well as another Power Rangers related collectible this week. So please stay tuned. And thank you guys for watching this one. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Overall, I think these figures are very nice quality. I really love this Green Ranger figure. And until next time, embrace, express, and enjoy yourself. May the Force be with you always, my young Padawan.